If you were looking for career advice from a career coach, and he had led teams that have placed over 6,000 pros in 21 industries, worked at the largest Fortune 500 recruitment firm in the world, was responsible for over $50 million of placements of executives, and was one of the top recruiters recognized nationally while serving in the United States Army, you'd probably say he's qualified. This is the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. Career competition is fierce. If you're a director, a VP, or an executive, this podcast is for you. This is the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. And this is your host, Tim Madden.
Welcome, Raquel Baugh, and it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you, Kristina. I am absolutely excited to be here. This is a much needed topic to discuss, and so I'm glad to be here to share my insights with our audience today.
Could you please give us an overview of what exactly AI first marketing is and its role in the job search?
Absolutely. So AI first marketing, it's a marketing strategy that leverages artificial intelligence and machine learning to drive marketing campaigns and initiatives. And so these can be marketing campaigns and initiatives for corporations or for individuals, including job seekers. And statistics vary across the board in reporting. So let's take a look at what we're seeing across the job market, the current job market. According to a McKinsey study, artificial intelligence could displace roughly 15% of workers, or 400 million people worldwide between 2016 and 2030. In a scenario of wide AI adoption, the share of jobs displaced could rise to as much as 30%. The firm found. So for those of you who've already been impacted by AI job losses, I want you to take heart here. So as we know, there's this confirmation bias in the media, and you're always going to see the worst of the worst statistics. And that's why I took the time to prepare more market research that will help to kind of empower you in this process. So according to yet another study by the World Economic Forum, by 2025, AI is expected to automate 75 million jobs globally. So we're looking at 75 million jobs according to the World Economic Forum, whereas the McKinsey study said 400 million. Again, there's a great disparity there. However, even if there are 75 million jobs being lost to automation, there are going to be an additional 133 million new jobs in their place. So the World Economic Forum basically states that we're losing 75 million jobs globally by 2025, but an additional 133 million will be there to take their place.
Whoa. Okay. This statistic is blowing my mind.
Yeah, so AI is actually expected to create millions of new jobs. And specifically, these are for high-level leadership positions. So high-level leadership positions will take place of the jobs being phased out.
Raquel, tell us about AI first marketing in the job search specifically. How can it serve the job seeker specifically?
The challenges of losing your position to AI can absolutely seem overwhelming. But again, we're here to reemphasize that the team here at ECU is here to empower you to learn how you can leverage the power of AI for your career growth. So our team, we've actually implemented here at ECU AI as part of our marketing initiatives, and it's helped us 3x our content output. The goal is always to work with it from that human connection standpoint. So when we talk about AI, we're benefiting from scale, we're benefiting from speed, and we're definitely benefiting from price, because this program allows you to save so much time, and time is the most valuable asset we all have. So getting back to the AI opportunities here for job seekers, AI not only helps organizations to make these data-driven decisions and automate marketing processes, it does the same thing in terms of a high-level job search. And so AI first marketing can be used to enhance your personal branding by optimizing your resume, optimizing your LinkedIn profile. You can use AI to actually write emails, to prepare scripts for networking conversations, as well as your interviews. And furthermore, it is an awesome tool for social media. So again, the sky's the limit here when you're thinking about embracing and leveraging something as a tool in your tool belt from a job seeker standpoint.
So what kind of tactics and strategies can you share with us to leverage AI in the content world?
Absolutely. So stepping back a bit, directors, VPs, and executives can benefit from AI first marketing during their job search and really beyond in a number of ways. We're going to be exploring today the different ways you can leverage AI to stand out in your job search, including using a program called ChatGPT. Most of you have probably seen it in the news. ChatGPT is a relatively new tool, but ChatGPT allows you to write prompts that provide you with different outputs. So you can craft impressive cover letters, resumes, social media posts, and emails through ChatGPT. So from a content standpoint, ChatGPT is what we'll cover. We're also going to discuss using tools like Esferas, Esferas, for those of you listening and wanting to take notes. Esferas can help us with networking and connecting you with the right people to advance your career prospects. And networking is by far one of the most challenging things for all of us to do because we often are the people that help others as opposed to ask for that help. So we'll cover Esferas. And then lastly, we're going to cover Google's interview warmup tool. So again, that's Google's interview warmup. This program can assist you in preparing for job interviews to boost your confidence. All of these tools are AI generated. And so from a corporate standpoint, there are absolutely different AI tools that corporations use to sift through candidates during the job search process. Most of you are probably familiar with ATS. That's the applicant tracking system that is used when you are submitting your job application. And sometimes you get an instant rejection, even though you're more than qualified for that role. The next things that corporations use are chatbots. And then, so chatbots help to schedule interviews, answer common questions for a job seeker. And then thirdly, predictive analytics. And so ultimately, these three programs that corporations use, you want to be able to get ahead and use these tools, ChatGPT, Esferas, and Google's interview warmup, to be able to get ahead of some of those curveballs that you're going to be thrown in that higher level job search.
Why do you think that is for a challenge for people in marketing, and how can leveraging AI help you get out of your head on that?
Basically, people in leadership positions, not just marketing, salespeople. Great example we have is one of our clients who worked for Apple. He had a $4 billion quota in sales and worked with 26 teams globally. And so this gentleman said, I can teach anyone how to sell our products, and I'm the best at the sales, but I have trouble selling myself. And so it's the same thing for marketing. We get so into the market research behind our target audiences, behind that messaging that's going to compel people to take action, that we seldomly take that time for ourselves to really understand and clarify what it is that we want in a job, what our value is to an organization, and really how to navigate that process. So, those elements are really inherent in all of us who are in leadership roles, because that mindset and that conviction isn't always there for you as a person as much as it would be for your clients and your employers.
Such a great point. I love that. For those of you who are like, hey, I want to be now I'm excited about this. I want to be part of this movement. I want to be, in position to land one of these awesome jobs in the future. We need to get really good at this, right? So talk to us more about prompting. And sorry, guys, my text messages just went off.
So let's talk about ChatGPT. And taking a step back, for those of you who aren't familiar with ChatGPT, it's an intelligent chatbot powered by a neural network trained on millions of conversations. So ChatGPT was actually created by an AI and research company called OpenAI. The company launched ChatGPT November 30th of 2022. So this is a fairly new technology that's being adopted by millions of people out there. And for those of you who've used the free version of ChatGPT, you know that it gets bogged down. And so usage is currently open to the public free of charge because ChatGPT is in its research and feedback collection phase. 2 months ago, on February 1st, there is also now a paid subscription version called ChatGPT Plus. And so what I love about ChatGPT is that the language model can answer questions and assist you with tasks like composing emails, resumes, social media posts, and even scripts for your networking conversations. We actually adopted using ChatGPT when it was first launched. We are an AI-first marketing-driven organization. And what I mean by that is we are constantly evolving in the usage of our technology to support our clients. Also in that research and feedback collection phase in writing different communications with ChatGPT. And what it does is it allows you to write prompts like, help me write 7 email subject lines, or here is my email message. Optimize this email message for conversions. And so we have used it and really tested our campaigns, whether they're email campaigns, whether they are text message follow-ups, et cetera. And so this is a really, really powerful tool that cannot be understated as it relates to you as a high-level leader looking to level up in your job search process.
Improved like efficiency overall. And again, this could be specifically for our marketing individuals listening. Maybe you already are a marketing leader.
Yes. So if you are a leader in marketing, I am speaking directly to you, directors, VPs, executives. If you're in the C-suite and you are looking to boost your productivity, the best thing that you can do is to do some research on writing prompts that will serve you in contributing value to your business. So the different things that you can use ChatGPT for really focus on 3 basic fundamental pillars. These are scale, speed, and price. So if you are a corporate leader and you are looking to scale your business, you're going to want to be able to get content out there as quickly as possible. So we're talking about content calendars related to social media, related to blog posts, related to any type of communications. Well, you can use ChatGPT to write prompts that will create content calendars for topics for each week as it relates to whatever your industry or business is. You are able to expeditiously get your content out there. Again, speed is a big factor here, but the goal is that you want to get off the content treadmill and into editing the content. So where ChatGPT dramatically increases and boosts your productivity and saves you money is that putting in these prompts, it's going to generate responses for you. You can keep those responses until you're ready to edit them. ChatGPT will save a history of all of the requests that you've made. So let's say 2 months ago, you asked ChatGPT to help you with a content schedule, and you're wanting to revisit that for a potential podcast topic later on. You're able to go back through your history, come to that content, and then work through, how do I make this content work best for me and my audience? Because it's never going to be perfect. But the goal here is that if you've moved off the content treadmill and you're now into editing, you're saving yourself time and you're increasing your value and your output as a marketer.
And now, guys, my favorite part of the conversation, my absolute favorite part of the conversation is the networking piece, right? How do we get speed to quality connections networking wise on all platforms, right? Like how do we do that? How does AI really serve this?
Yeah, so going back to these ChatGPT prompts, it's a really, really important part of understanding how to use that program, but it's a much cleaner and easier way to approach your process as a job seeker. So a ChatGPT prompt is your opportunity to talk to ChatGPT and ask the program to prepare content for you that meets your needs. So as a job seeker, if you are applying for a very specific role, you want to take that job description and actually input that job description into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to support you in answering networking questions. So this is where a little research goes a long way. Your resume is the foundation of all of your talking points that you should be using. And so your resume should always have quantifiable achievements. Those results that you've achieved throughout your career should be quantifiable. And you can relate those key points from your resume in your networking conversations. ChatGPT, if you're the kind of person who goes on and on and on in your responses, it helps you to create a more concise response as it relates to networking during your job search.
So now you've got fruitful conversations going. You've got things you can be excited about and quality connections that make sense. So two kinds of people people who are not deploying the use of technology and not getting very far right now, and then people who are deploying technology and are getting amazing results fast.
Yes. Yeah. And that's kind of why we brought in how we're an AI first marketing organization, because ultimately we've found that it's been so productive and so fruitful for us to embrace these technologies rather than, shy away from them. And so networking is always going to be critical in any job search. And AI can help you expand your network. You should absolutely be networking before you need the job. And we will always preach that here at ECU. Many job search algorithms that are out there, boot you off from an ATS standpoint. You can actually use software programs. One particular program we've used in the past is Esferas. There are tools out there that, with the support and guidance of programs like ECU's program, you can actually allow that process to automate for you. And then you can do the greater things like prepare your job search strategy, prepare your scripts, work on your mindset, own the conviction and the confidence that you need to get to that next level. And that's the biggest part of this battle is if you can get off that treadmill, that content treadmill, imagine the possibilities of how your mind, your heart, and your entire health set could benefit from using these tools. Absolutely no loss. There's only benefit to the process of learning more.
So Raquel, next I'm going to ask about this one specific tool that kind of blew my mind. She actually just showed this to me for the first time today. Shamelessly, I had no idea about this tool. But how can we leverage Google to prepare us for interviews? And what are some other tools that are floating around out there that maybe we don't know about?
Absolutely. So basically what we've already covered includes ChatGPT, includes networking automation tools. One of the tools we discussed was Esferas. The goal here is to allow you more time to prepare and focus on what truly matters. So leveraging Google to prepare your interviews. There is a tool on Google. If you have not heard of it, it will blow your mind. It's called Google Interview Warmup. So type in a search query when you have the time for the words Google Interview Warmup. So Google's team developed this new system. It was developed in 2022 that enables users to actually speak to an automated interviewer. Then it reviews your answers to improve your interview performance. At our level as directors, VPs, and executives, we know what we need to do. The problem is when we show up, everything falls to the wayside and it becomes a dump truck of like me wanting to tell you everything about me because I really, really need this job. And then what happens is you sound desperate, and no one wants to sound desperate when they've finally made it to the interview. So at this level in your career, if you've made it through the ATS, made it through the recruiter, you're sitting in front of a decision maker, it would behoove you to use tools in conjunction with real life people to support the interview process. Because if you can't get your answer to 60 seconds or less, you will not stand out as a candidate. Again, I encourage you to visit Google Interview Warmup. In addition to the other tools that we've discussed throughout this podcast, Esferas and ChatGPT. And that's really all I had today.
So even with these tools, your human spirit and your soul and your creativity and all of that is still going to be needed on such a large scale. You're not going away. It's actually going to pull out the best in you, and you're going to be more efficient and less burnout and maybe having more fun because you have all these tools. Right, Raquel? I mean, I can't be the only one thinking that.
Absolutely. I mean, the bottom line is we're expanding the human experience, right? At each and every turn, yes, globally, we're growing as a human race, but man, what have we accomplished in the last 100 years alone? Boy, we're always evolving. So let's always consider this as expanding our human experience and really embracing and leveraging the opportunities that we have with technology.
That's it, guys. I didn't notice any questions pop up, but I imagine those will flood in later. I can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks so much, guys. And if you've gotten any value from this podcast, please, again, leave us a review. Also visit execupgrades.com/podcast to learn how we can serve you in your job search.